Here's a problem with episode 111 plus 1. We're going to be talking about Vault 111 plus 1. So I have a feeling that I'm going to be saying the cursed number quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And
Does that mean, are you going to have to, like, censor it, or...
It'll be
like,
censored or something, but I'm thinking we can get away with saying that number if we just say fuck 12. So I'm thinking if we just say 11... Or, I'm sorry, 1 fuck 12.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I'll try my best. My brain might be too small to handle that, though.
I mean, if you say it, it's whatever. At least just 11 plus 1, whatever. So, Vault...
We'll figure it out.
I can't wait to see the lore go up on YouTube, and it's like, lore, Vault. I think we have to put, like, the actual number.
Yeah.
Just because someone's gonna like, oh, I wonder what the lore on this vault is, and be like, what the fuck?
It's never gonna come up in a search query.
Yeah. One of the last vaults to be constructed, it was started in November of 2068 and was finished in June 20th of 2074. It was intended to only have 85 occupants, and they were to be suspended in virtual reality for the duration of the vault's life or the duration of the experiment itself. The vault was built to house all of the needs of Dr. Slanislaus Braun, and he is actually the creator of the Gek, which I don't think I knew that before I read this.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he made various utopian simulations that were accessed by a cryogenic system. He made... this experiment was Tranquility Lane, that you walk in upon as it's going on. The Visiontron, or the Tranquility Lounger, is the device that you sit inside of to enter the simulation, which I talk about it a little bit later, but there's only a few other places that actually use this, and I believe these are the same loungers that are in Fallout 4. The wiki doesn't say it. Yeah, the wiki doesn't say it, but I'm pretty sure they're the same thing.
That's something I've always wondered.
What's that?
That if they were the same thing.
I think they are. I'll talk about it a little bit later. There's another game where they do pop up in, but I don't remember seeing them, so I don't remember seeing the context of how they're used. Or maybe I do. I don't know. The system could have permitted some dwellers to live a perfect life virtually almost forever. Now, a little bit on Slanislaus Braun. He was born in, and I'm going to butcher this, Kronach, Kronach, Bravia, Bavaria, in Germany. He was a prominent scientist and led many astonishing experiments in a long, varied career, but most were in advanced life preservation. So imagine going to, like, medical school, or I guess he went to medical school, just to be like...
to go to some kind of school like that, yeah.
Yeah, and just to, like, how do we prolong life? Like...
Yeah, like, let's find the fountain of youth, guys.
Is it biology? Is it, what's the study of humans?
Anthropology?
Is it anthropology? Like,
Chemistry?
Is it, yeah, like, what do you study? Like, what is your field?
Yeah, like, I wouldn't even know where to start. Probably chemistry and biology.
Really? I would think bio. I think bio would be where you'd go, and then I think you'd have, like, a double major in bio and anthropology, and then a minor in...
See, I'd say biochem, minor in anthro.
I always forget that that's, like, a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, biochemistry is, like, a thing on its own.
Big field.
Is it really? Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be surprised. They don't talk about it, but I wouldn't be surprised if Braun was, like, a pharmaceutical guy.
Because, what do you mean by, like, a pharmaceutical guy?
Like, he was like a Shkreli. You know Shkreli?
Yes.
The pharma bro who wanted to, like, who bought the AIDS pill.
I can't fucking stand that guy.
Yeah, jacked it up 700% and then bought a Wu-Tang album for $2 million and then never released it. He has, like, unreleased Taylor Swift.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
no, that dude sucks.
I could see Braun being a little bit like that, honestly.
Braun's a pharma bro.
I don't know if he'd be like Shkreli, but I'm saying in that same field if he would be making these pills, because if he's doing science that's to prolong life.
Yeah.
The U.S. Army contracted him to conduct tests in case of nuclear war, and Vault-Tec's Societal Preservation Program suggested that he was a point of contact for other Vault overseers. So it suggested that other overseers could contact him in some way and say, how do we do this? And which then made me think of, like, what if they're saying to them, like, how do we keep morale up? Like, this is a man who's just science, who's not, like, person to person, who has, I mean, I can't
very,
say
like, no
this.
nonsense.
Yeah, so I imagine people that are very science, very no nonsense, to not understand the idiosyncratic ways that humans interact with each other. So imagine asking a robot, how do I tell this person, don't worry, we live underground now, but we're safe. For over 200 years, he experimented on such simulations as Toucan Lagoon and Solomon Chalet. But he would often become bored, with these experiments. Going back to Vault 12, the occupants didn't know that they were that once they were in the pods, Braun had ultimate control over them and the simulation. They could not leave on their own. When he was bored, he would kill one of them just for fun, and this would reset them and wipe their memories of everything that had happened previously. So Vault 111+1 is located in Smith Casey's garage. Inside the vault, there are 11+1 tranquility loungers around a large pillar with one test subject inside each one of the pods. For the entirety of the vault, it is maintained by a special caretaker robo-brain, multiple robo-brains. When you enter the vault, they will tell you that you are 202.3 years behind schedule. It tells you that the only way for you to get into the pods, I don't think I have this written down in the notes, is for you to actually get a 111+1 jumpsuit and get in the pod, but you don't actually have to do that. You can just kind of get in with whatever you're wearing. And because these are caretaker robo-brains, they will never be hostile towards you, but if you kill them, you do get bad karma.
Huh, because, like, they're caring for digital people that were once regular people.
I guess.
It's like killing the babysitter.
Yeah. It is powered by a shore power geothermal unit and has an extra shore power geothermal unit as a backup. And this made me think of something. When the bombs drop, it's most likely that nuclear winter will occur, right?
Right.
So if there's solar power, how much solar power could be...
Ooh, yeah, how can that be affected?
How could it be stored up? Did it go from 85 people to the 10 people that are inside the simulation because they died off because of loss of power? If nothing, like a nuclear winter, depending on the bombs that are used in the series, I remember watching a Shoddycast video saying that they're bigger or they're smaller than the nukes that were being used at that time, and
they're smaller than, like, the real life counterparts.
Because and if I remember correctly, it was like because you could drop more of them. Mm-hmm. Or something. Like, so let's just say all these bombs drop and all this nuclear winter happens and there's all this fallout in the sky and whatnot. And how many years before that clears up? Because it's going to kill all the plant life, which is then going to kill all the animal life, which means nobody has food. But if the sun is blocked out, how long does the sun get blocked out for? Because I can imagine that, like, one day where it's rainy and the sun gets blocked out isn't a big deal. But if it rains for 3-4 weeks at a time, which it doesn't, like
Seattle.
Yeah, but Seattle's green.
True.
You know what I mean? Like, Seattle's, like, I don't think of, they call it the Emerald City. So I don't think of Seattle as being dead plants and dead grass and no animals and whatnot. You know what I mean? So how long does it take before shit starts to go awry? Was there, can you store, like, solar energy? Like, do they have batteries? Do the batteries deplete over time just from not being used?
I think you can store solar energy. Yeah, actually you can, because my house is partly solar.
Is it really? Mm-hmm. Why didn't you tell me that when I was there? That's super interesting.
I didn't think to. There's solar panels, so our, like, electricity bill's pretty cheap.
God damn, that's the smartest thing you could do if you own a house.
Yeah, I mean, I rent, so
Yeah, no, but I know. But I'm saying, like, if you own a place, like, it's a lot of money to do it. But
once you do it, you make it all back.
I just want to apologize quick. I don't know if you can hear it for this lore segment and the rest of the episode. I don't know if you can hear there's like a dude weed whacking somewhere near me. We don't normally record during the middle of the day. I didn't think this was going to happen. But, yeah, I don't know. It was one of those things that, like, all right, if they built the vault and the vault was done being built in, what'd I say, 72?
I think so. Yeah.
The vault was done being built, I'm sorry, 74. You have 3 years before, I mean, not that they would know this, but you could just continuously stock up. So, I don't know, just an idea that I had about how solar power and powering the vaults in general would work. But the terminals inside of 111+1 are all linked with a Think Machine 3600R mainframe computer system. Take that with what you will. I don't think that really means anything outside of it exists.
That doesn't really mean much to me, but great.
Since 1fuck12 is so hidden and maintained by robots, it's technically in better condition than 101 because there's not like skin laying around and like there's not really bathrooms. There's probably a bathroom somewhere just because, but there's nobody that's like
no one's pissing on the floor daily.
Yeah. Right. And this is a direct quote from the wiki. I had to paraphrase it a little bit for context. This is if Braun sincerely intended to create a virtual haven for the residents to live eternally, the fact that his godlike position subsequently drove him insane made other residents' existence an eternal hell would mean that this experiment was a failure. So, I propose to you the question, my friend. Because the vault's goal was to be... the vault's goal was to be a way to live on forever through virtual reality. And technically, the people that are in there are the same people that have been in there for 200 years. Did it fail? Or is it a success? Because
it depends on who you ask.
Okay, hold on. Real quick, I want to add one thing to this. Technically, if you do the Chinese invasion, the Chinese communist invasion failsafe that kills everybody in there and frees them from the simulation, Braun is still technically in there.
Isn't he trapped in there like
forever by himself?
Yeah.
So technically, he is the last person in that vault. He is the last... he's still surviving from the original 85 people that could have been in there. Did this vault fail?
I don't know. I personally would say that it's a failure.
Okay.
Because, like, ultimately, it was not a digital utopia for these residents. It was Braun's playhouse.
Like Pee-wee's Playhouse.
I would say that it's a fail.
Okay. I would say it's a success, just because it literally did what it was going to do.
It kept Braun in there forever.
Yeah, it let those people live forever. Mm-hmm. Just some notes and fun facts for you. The same robo brains that are used in 111+1 are also used in Vault 118 in Far Harbor. 200, like I said before, when you get there, the robo-brains will say you're 202.3 years behind, implies that the vaults were sealed in 2075, 2 years before the Great War even started. So Braun was having fun for years before anything even happened.
Braun's Playhouse opened early.
Yeah. You can find Smith Casey's garage super early in the game, which, much like the older games, you can skip a large chunk of the main quest plots, which probably is a nod to the original games, because I don't think you can do that in 4.
Yeah, the speedrun for 4 is not as streamlined as the one for 3.
No, because you have to do the Kellogg thing right away. You have to have dog meat to get Kellogg, because I think you have to go to Diamond City, get dog meat, go to Diamond City, find Kellogg's place, then go to where he is, kill him, then the Brotherhood shows up. And I think it was White Collar who told me he made a mod for Fallout 4, and it almost bricked the game when he made the mod where the Brotherhood just shows up when you start.
because it's so ingrained in the main story.
Yeah. So you couldn't even, like, even with New Vegas, I think you can go right to the tops. Like, you can wake up, run to the tops, and be like, "Give me the fucking chip, fucking man." And then, like, that's more censoring that I have
know.
to do. And then, like, you could do all that shit, like, right away, and then go right to Caesar's Legion, kill him right there, kill Caesar, pretty much end the game. Like, you can just do all that shit right away. But yeah, you can go right from 101 to Smith Casey's garage, get right into Tranquility Lane. Then I think the end of the game kind of like, you have to do it a little more linearly? Linearly? Linearly. But I just like that. I thought that was cool. I think the speedrun, we talked about it on an early episode, a speedrun for Fallout 3 is like 29 minutes?
It's like a couple minutes, yeah. Enough that it doesn't lose my attention on YouTube.
One of the only vaults to still be inhabited by its original occupants. Vault 101, Vault 3 before the Fiends, Vault 8, Vault 34, Vault 21, Vault 81, Vault 84, and Vault 118 all have their original people inside of it. So arguably, those are the ones that passed, that succeeded, except for 101, because it's never supposed to open, but it opens. And also, it's the Fiends before. Or, I'm sorry, before the Fiends got there. So technically that one failed, but unless people joined that were Vault Dwellers for the Fiends. Vault 11 plus 111 plus 1 does not show up on the Citadel's map or the Vault-Tec, and Vault-Tec's HQ does not list Vault 111 plus 12. So there's no way for you to know about it unless you go out and find it. So in an age where games come out and they're instantly data mined, so you know everything about it, 111 plus 1, you couldn't know unless like someone told you. Like if you went to school or if you had a buddy who you were like texting that was playing it and you were like, "Did you find this vault that's like in a garage somewhere?" Like you wouldn't know about it. Or if you had like the strategy
it just wasn't
guide.
listed.
Yeah. Only James and Braun are programmed with small head movements inside of the little pod thingies. Everyone else just kind of sits there.
Because they're brain dead and body dead.
Yeah. Actually, what do you think the muscle atrophy would be? Your bodies would just stop working.
You would just crumble. You'd become a house, a Mr. House.
Oh, yeah. Nellis Air Force Base and Hidden Valley in New Vegas are some of the only places outside of 3 that have Visiontron machines. I don't remember why Nellis had them or if they're even in use, and I vaguely remember, and I'm probably only remembering this because of Broken Steel, but I kind of vaguely remember Hidden Valley having people training in the Visiontrons, but I doubt it.
I don't remember that at all.
I'm not quite sure. I don't remember. I'll be completely honest with you. I just don't remember. But that's all my notes for one. Was there anything you would like to say?
Honestly, one of the most iconic vaults in the series.
Absolutely.
One of my favorites. And I think it's like one of the reasons why I really like VR.
Really?
Yeah, because like just like having the idea of like living in a virtual world is just like really, really cool to me. Especially if that virtual world is Final Fantasy. But
yeah.
You know what? I'm a sucker for things that are like that you put yourself in a virtual world, like just like shitty like fantasy that does that. It's just something that really like tickles my fancy, and I love one.
God damn.
And I especially love the character of Braun.
I like the idea of him. I like him a lot. I didn't talk about Tranquility Lane all that much because there should be. I believe we did lore on Tranquility Lane.
Early on in the show's career, yeah.
So really, is there even video?
I don't think so.
If there is a lore video for it, because you have to go back and upload those. If there is a lore video for it, there will be a link in the. I don't know what side I'm ever on. I always forget, even though I edit these.
Yeah.
Somewhere up here, I think it's here technically, there will be a link to that episode, or that lore segment. I'm not sure. I will send you a text with
Yeah.
with
I'm gonna
the
need.
timestamp.
Yeah, let me know about that.
But I remember the first time playing the game and getting there and going, oh ho ho, this is an entirely different thing from
Here's
what
the
I
good
expected.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say about this vault. If you'd like to add anything before I clip this.
No, I think that's it for me.
Atomic Radio Hour Podcast.